everyone, it's Alyssa again. So happy that you are tuning into this video. We are going to make quilt blocks that connect to the artworks that you learned about earlier and the I am from poems that you created. This art making activity can be used with the exercises found here or by themselves. We can see these quilt blocks working with an English language arts, science, social studies, or even math lesson. Or as we are using them today, they can be used as a culture building tool with your students or participants. If you use this or adapt it, again, we would love to hear from you about your experience. You will find our contact information in the session resources. Definitely send us an email. At this point, you have most likely watched the video that Sally offered from I Am From Poems. Wasn't that great? I created my own poem and I am going to use it as an example when walking you through this quilt blocks activity. First, have your students or participants take out and reread their I Am From poems. You might remember Allie talking about Che's artwork, Time for You and Joy to Get. Che is telling a story through the elements in her artwork. Similarly, you are going to be taking the stories that you created in your I Am From poems and make a collaged artwork. If I were in my classroom at this point, I would introduce Faith Ringgold's artwork, Maya's Quilt, also. You can mention how Ringgold created this quilt about Maya Angelou. Similarly, your students are going to create their own artworks from their poems. No pressure here. Whether you're creating or they're creating, some of them and you may have been told at one point that you are not an artist, or I hate this phrase, but not good at art. We know this isn't true, even if you don't believe it yet. But knowing these feelings are out there, we have created a low-stress art-making activity, and that is collage. Collage is an art process where pieces of paper, materials, photographs, and/or found objects are arranged and attached to a backing surface. There is no right way of doing it. It is a simple way to express your stories, and through images and words that you collect and place together. Once your students have reflected on their poems, have them start hunting for images that they want to incorporate into their collage. For example, I used the flowering plant alyssum in my poem, and now my collage has that same flower in the background. I found a photo. You'll see it in the video shortly on a website, and I just printed it and cut it out and glued it on my collage. You can use anything to collage. You can use images off the internet. You can buy collage books and photocopy these. You can also have your students collect recycled materials such as cereal boxes, magazines, catalogs, advertisements, junk mail, floral catalogs, anything they have that they can bring in. Once your students have collected their images, I would give them 15 to 20 minutes to do this part. Give them a piece of paper or cardstock to serve as their base for their collage. You can add background papers to this base, wrapping paper, tissue paper, colored paper, and more. All these work great if they would like to have a background that isn't the white paper that they started with. And then just start placing your images. Learn from me here a tip: place first and then glue. I often don't pass out the glue sticks until the students have placed their images. That way they don't glue before they are ready and they have a chance to move things around. Once the students are ready for glue, I hand it out and I give them about 8 minutes to place their images. Tip: I love glue sticks for this project as it's easy to use. They are easy to use and they don't make a lot of mess. With that said, any clear drying glue or clear tape will work for this project. So whatever you have available, that's what you should use. You may also want to provide, if available, markers, crayons, tempera sticks, and other fun art materials, or use anything you have on hand to decorate the images that you've collaged in your artwork. Last but not least, ask your students to think back to Faith Ringgold's quilt. See Allie's video for more. Just like Ringgold included Maya Angelou's words on her artwork, ask your students to add some or all of the words from their I Am From poems. Some students will prefer to add a word or two, others will include phrases, or they may want to include the entire poem. And now for the best part, sharing. The sharing of artworks can be done in many, many different ways. Students' artworks and poems could be installed in a hallway or on a classroom wall. You could even hang them like the blocks of a quilt, attaching and connecting them to one another. Students could be asked to present about their artworks to their peers, or even parents or families that came in to see. Another idea is to have students create artist statements with the title and explanation of their poem and artwork. A timing note. This entire project is expected to take approximately 1.5 class periods or 1.5 hours to complete. This includes the art making as well as the sharing. For this online course, we are asking that you create your very own quilt block based on your I Am From poem. Have fun with this. Use whatever materials you have available to you. Get creative. Paper towel rolls, boxes, cartons from food, really anything that you feel has imagery or words that fit your project. Use it. You can also draw or sketch out images. See the session resource to find a list of instructions to get you started, and we cannot wait to see what you create. Thanks so much, and happy creating.